What's up guys, Malakan here from MKAU Gaming, as usual bringing you the latest and greatest in gaming news and reviews. We've got another UniVersus unboxing video for you. As you can see, this is the Tekken 8 series, or Tekken 8 crossover I should say. So we've been given two ready to build decks with Jin and June. I may have mispronounced those, I do apologise. But these are clash decks, so we're going to crack these open, have a look and see what's inside. Righto, so we're going to start off with Jin here, and if we flip it over, we can see what we can expect in this pack. So we'll pop her open, we'll have a look and see what the cards actually look like. And as I come across duplicates or anything like that, I'm just going to collect them all in my hand just to show you how many there are, but mostly so you can see the artwork. Alright, so we have our usual start here guide that comes with most card games. Pop that up there, feel free to scan that one. We do have some cardboard which is useless, we'll just chuck that to the side. We also have this here, which I don't think I'm going to be able to fit into the frame, not completely, but this is our paper playmat. So we've got a slot for a character down here, we've got what I'm guessing is a health bar across the top, we've got our card pool, we've got our discard pile and our card deck. Now if we flip it over, it is blank, so it is only single-sided. It would be nice to see some artwork on that one, but on the same token I do understand that printers cost money. So pop that across to the side, we'll try and get the cards out, still trying to get the cards out. Sorry, I know that's off camera. Okay. So it is wrapped in plastic. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you kind of can. It is kind of like a pack of Wrigley's chewing gum. There it is. But I don't know which side because it's not quite as... There we go. Alright. And that also broke halfway through. Alright, okay. Yeah. ASMR for you. Bit more. Alright, so we've got Jin here. A nice foil card. We've got a few more foil cards here as well. So we've got two blackout. And just remember, at any point, if you want to stop the video or pause the video and read any of these cards, I'm going to try and hold them in a way, hopefully my fingers aren't covering anything, but also so that you can actually read them. So, as mentioned, these are pre-built decks. So what you see in here is exactly what you are going to get out of these particular packs. There's no randomness to these cards. If you're a collector, there's probably not a huge amount of financial value in them because they are part of a pre-built deck, so there's going to be quite a few of these kicking around from people. And alright, there we go. Try and hold it here maybe because it's... Ooh, get the glare from the lights. Don't want to cover up too much of the artwork. But it is some gorgeous card artwork, I should say. Trying to work out if it was anything from, if it's any like screen grabs from the video games. I never actually really played Tekken. I used to work in a video games arcade where we had a bunch of Tekken machines set up, and we used to have this group of kids that would come in and spend ridiculous amounts of money playing Tekken. Now it's that beat game where you do and slide and this, and they've got the special gloves and everything. So don't work in an arcade anymore, but I still visit them occasionally, and that seems to be the most popular game out of all of them at the moment. But we are getting towards the end of this particular pack. So just a reminder that this is the Jin Clash deck, Tekken 8 crossover with UniVersus. It would also help if I held that in the right spot so you could read that while I was talking. But if you are somebody that's played a lot of Tekken, let me know if this artwork is, I know it's obviously inspired by Tekken, but is it something that maybe could have come out of one of the games? Probably specifically Tekken 8, because let's face it, that's what this crossover event is. What do we? Whoa, get them in order. We've got 4 of these. What do we got? The Key Charge Strike. Is it Key or is it Kai? I think it's Key, because I've always thought Kai was like Kai. But anyway, the last 4 cards making up this deck. Warped Intentions. Right, so box is a little bit messy, but Jin Clash deck, Tekken from UniVersus. So if any of those cards interest you, or that deck as it is interests you, let us know down below. But otherwise, you can pick up all those cards with this one. So, all cleaned up and swapped out, we now have June Clash deck. Flipping it over, once again, we have our list of the cards that we can expect to see in here. Well, not expect, we will see these cards in here. So again, we'll crack this open and we will have a look at them. A little bit of cardboard. So for those wondering why I'm having issues opening this, I sit behind a computer all day. That probably answers a lot of your questions. But it's currently December in Queensland, Australia, for those internationals. And it's really hot. And because it's a tropical climate, it's also really humid. So the cardboard seems to want to bend and stretch more so than tear. Alright, still got our plastic here. This one, alright, we'll just rip it that way. And open that up. Let's get rid of that bit. Alright, so same deal as before. We have a couple of foil cards starting us off, including our glorious leader. And then, oops, there's 2 of those. And then that card there. And of course, feel free to pause the video and have a look at the cards a little bit more in depth should you choose to. But definitely some gorgeous artwork. And I do like that you're pretty much guaranteed specific cards that are going to be shiny. Again, no real financial value in these. At least not at the moment, because these are very common cards. Oh, I can't hold these ones. But it's a pre-built deck. If there's specific cards that you want, and they happen to be in here, go and buy yourself a pack. Because A, you'll get the card you want. You'll also get a bunch of extras. So a very good way to specifically get cards that you may want. Great way to support the team responsible for creating UniVersus. Plus, you've got a pre-built deck, so, you know, maybe you could use some of your existing cards to bump up the performance of this one. But definitely some gorgeous art styles, whether or not it be something that looks like it's from the video game, or something that, you know, looks like it's hand drawn out of an anime. I've just noticed one of my lights is turned off, so I'm gonna have to sort that out in a moment. The next one looks like it could have been taken from a video game. And I do apologize if it's not, but I don't know if you can quite see the arm there. Almost kind of looks like it's a little bit of a positional glitch of the game avatar. Apologize if it's not, or, you know, if it's not, but it was intentional. You've done a pretty good job of making it look that way. So we are getting towards the end of these. So after this little handful here, I've got another 4 cards to show you, and that is that. So there we go. As before, apologies for the torn box, but that is the June Clash deck from the Tekken 8 and UniVersus collaboration. So it's normally about now that I'd be going through my outro spiel. However, while we received these 2 Tekken 8 series packs, we also received a collab from the lower decks. Now, again, not something I've particularly watched, but I do know Star Trek a little bit more than I do Tekken, which, given I work for a video games website, makes you wonder. But I'm also one of those strange people that likes Star Wars and Star Trek, so there you go. So we are also going to open this one up because we have only received this single pack. Now this is 1 complete deck, plus it is a 1 all foil booster. It's also the Challenger series. Divana Tendi, I probably said that wrong. I do apologize. But we have a ready to play 60 card deck. We have 2 all new characters, so Divana Tendi and Divana Tendi. What do we got? The Eager Science Officer and Mistress of the Winter Constellations. Play this deck multiple ways. Choose Divana Tendi, Eager Science Officer, or play Divana Tendi, Mistress of the Winter Constellations, to outmaneuver your opponent. There we go. Straight off the bat, that card in there looks kind of cool. Whoop, whoop. Assuming that's a card. So we'll crack this open. we'll try and crack this open. And we'll have a quick look at the contents and we'll go through the deck on this one. Now, slightly differently, slightly differently, this one has a plastic insert, I'm assuming, inside a plastic insert. Yep, so the main deck is in plastic. This I would say, okay, so this being one of those holographic type cards, which you can't really see on the camera too well. You kind of can. And it's up and down. See, I can see it in person, but it doesn't look like it shows up too well on camera. This is one of those holographic cards that also don't know how well you heard that, but yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, so it's one of those ones where you tip it a certain way and the picture sort of vanishes, changes, because there's little ridges in the plastic covering. So this is a cool little keepsake. Otherwise, we do have the actual card here on top. I've also fixed the light in case you haven't noticed. Don't know what happened, it just didn't want to power on through that USB port. But anyway, we have our collector booster pack. This one contains 6 alternative art or foil cards, not for individual sale. Obviously we have our deck, and if we get rid of this rubbish, and it's only rubbish now because I accidentally tore it too much. Right, we have our Challenger Series booklet, which will give us some information on what we can expect to see in this particular deck, as well as show us the cards. So unlike these ones where it's listed, also this is currently now rubbish, it actually shows us an image of the cards themselves. So a little bit different in that pack. So we've got our plastic, we can yeet that off to the side. We've got our cool little holographic keepsake. For anyone who wasn't born prior to the 2000s, we used to collect these things called Tarzos, and some of them had this feature where if you tilted them, they did the whole holographic thing. They were the ones to look out for. I don't know if they're a thing anymore. I'm old. But anyway, same little chewing gum opening. Same little scrunching ASMR. We'll pop these to the sides. And then as we just saw, we have our eager science officer. But we also have our mistress of the winter constellations. And okay, now we start to move on to some double ups. All nice and shiny, and these cards actually feel quite thick, but also I'm picking up a couple at a time. But yeah, this is kind of cool, seeing some Star Trek themed cards, especially for the lower decks. I know there's a lot of Trekkies out there, older Trekkies at that, who, even though this is clearly a cartoon, I've not watched it, so I can't comment, but they absolutely love it. They think it's fantastic. So, older Trekkies know best. It's clearly going to be a good one. But again, this is a pre-built deck. This one is a Challenger Series. So again, if there's any cards that you see in here that you might be interested in, go out and buy a pack from your local gaming store. Support your local businesses, but also support the guys that brought us UniVersus. Because these collaborations are really quite cool. And I'm kind of interested to know, could I, if I played the game, use these Star Trek cards against the Tekken cards that I've got up over here? Is it that type of game, or is it like some of the other companies out there that when they release a new series, it's a case of, nope, that's it, you can only play that series with one or two series before and after. Which, I mean, if you're playing friendly, that's not going to matter too much. You can sort of throw whatever you want together. But if you're playing competitively, I can understand why you wouldn't want to use cards from 10 years ago, or wouldn't be able to use cards from 10 years ago. But you can, use cards that were released 6 months ago. Because there were some nasty cards 10 years ago for some other game types. But this is UniVersus. This is relatively new for me. But it is really cool to see all these collaborations coming out. So last little handful, and it's the pupper. Well, more specifically the dog. But otherwise, a huge thank you to the team at UniVersus. No, we won't. We won't do the outro yet because we've still got this. We'll get to the outro shortly. Here we go. So, what do we got here? Shiny cards. Kind of vaguely reminds me of The Simpsons / Futurama / oh, that one's cool. Actually, it reminds me a little bit of Final Space too. But also, there was that medieval one that was done by the team that did Futurama and The Simpsons. I can't remember what that one's called, but it kind of reminds me of that too. But anyway, that was our little collector booster here, which came to us included in the Star Trek Lower Decks Challenger Series pack. So there you go. Some awesome cards, and again, now that I can say it, because we've opened everything up, a huge thank you to the team at UVS Games and UniVersus for sending this on through. It has been incredible opening these up and having a look through the current series that are available, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. Let us know in the comments below what your favorite card was out of all of these, or more specifically, out of each deck that we opened up. And yeah, look forward to reading your comments. Cheers, guys.